there is my data here. So there are 48 DMUs, decision making units, so depicted as 1 to 48. And then these are my DA calculation, basically simplex calculations for LHS and the RHS. Signs have been given. I'm doing the input oriented maximization. So there's also this lambda values to be calculated. Now, first I'll do is one thing that I'll show how this is operating. So if I just insert one, you'll see this is the data coming in, and here is my data solver. I've set it here. If I come here, you'll see solve. I'll show you there are this constant, etc. So I'm not getting into how does this solver works. This demo is about a macro being run with solver, but I thought I'll just show you what exactly how it is operating. So you'll see the calculation has been done. So this is where it is, the theta values. Now, if I just do number 2 and run the solver again, so you'll see it does the job, and I should scroll the other side here. So these are calculations coming up, and these lambda values are changing. So I mean that's how it is operating. But then you realize what has happened. It's not about only checking. I want the theta values have changed from the 1 to 2, or if I do 3, it will keep on changing. But this is only showing. I need to keep a record of it, right? Looking fine. But the point is to save these numbers, these lambda values, these theta, etc. I want to copy them. So the task is again after setting up all this thing, you have to now copy. And actually, what I've done is not just copying this much. Here I've got the summations of these lambdas. Don't ask me why, because some other place will be using them. Then on this side, those data here for this is DMU2. So you'll find these figures like, okay, so for me, my data is the print, broadcast, outdoor and indoor promotional cost and the sales revenue. So that is what this solver is, or this DA program is trying to, optimize. So those data have been kept in. And actually, this is all you'll see. The same thing have been copy pasted here. So, in fact, I can even get rid of this one. So I don't need it now. I'll remove even these stuff. Let's see how it goes, because all these the system is going to automate for me. So this is these data are there. Then you'll see these are the LHS figures and the RHS figures respectively. I'm storing at the end. I'm also keeping the theta. So basically, when I'm copying this, you'll see from here to this point, Control C. I want to bring it here, do a paste spatial, and as usual, this record is all being stored. So later on, I can do the beautification, the formatting, etc. But this is all okay. And as soon as I'm done, I'm supposed to come over here, change it. Of course, this data was for record 2, so you realize that I have pasted it in the wrong place. All sorts of these issues can crop up when you are doing manually. And just imagine the time that it is going to take up, right? So to avoid all these stuff, what I did was I used the developer. I mean, it's not like me did something. Anybody who's little good with Excel will be able to do it. So I recorded a small macro, and this is where it is. Okay, so this is my small macro. Fine. Now let's see. Before I talk more or anything about that macro, let's see what actually or how does it perform. So here I'm keeping my my cursor. This is my starting point. All I do is Control A, and see. So my theta has changed. Okay, and these solver has already solved. I mean that theta has changed means my solver has worked. These numbers have changed. Okay. Not only that, having changed these numbers, the program or the macro has copied them and pasted it here as well, right? Now, the beauty is, all I have to do is keep on doing Control A, and each time also you'll realize that it's returning to this place on its own. I don't have to do much. All I'm doing is Control A. I'm placing Control A, and now, of course, the example that I've taken is for the DEA solver, but anything that you have, use any Excel functions. Many of us who are kind of hobbies as far as Excel programming is concerned, programming or Excel macro, using Excel macro is concerned, and you're not a coder, I think we tend to automate this macro writing process. So when you use that record function, anything that you do on screen generally gets recorded. You have got things like relative referencing of cell or otherwise. But but in that case, what happens is when you fix it, the record would always keep pasting in the same place. Whatever changes you may make, but at the same place it keeps pasting. If you make it relative, it will keep on changing, right? But here in this case, what is happening? Few things are fixed and few things are relative. So basically, few things are variable, few things are fixed, and that's something you can't do by auto recording. You have to get into the program and do a little bit. And further to that, the second challenge that this demo is showing how to overcome is when you have got a solver or some inbuilt function or inbuilt object within the Excel you're using, the auto record function on its own cannot capture those calculations. In fact, those macros don't work at that point of time. So that's another problem. And the third one, in the meantime, let me just also show you how my work is coming up on this side. And if I scroll up, because there is this view frame freeze I have done, so you'll see my record are being also getting set there. So I'll complete as we talk. I'll just complete the task, and here we are. Okay, so all my 48 records input side, and I think it has not been more than 3, 4, 5 minutes as I'm talking to you. It's all got recorded. Now all that is pending is to do a beautification of it. Fine, if I want to beautify this theta or the way I would like to format, that's what I can do. But primarily, I'm interested in this part to begin with, which are the ones, which are the DMUs, which are the most efficient ones, or the frontier lines, as they say. So here is 1, 2, 3, and I think there should be one more down below. There is this is 39th record. And this demo is neither about DA nor about solver. It's about the macro, using macro with the solver inbuilt. But nonetheless, my data is here. Thereafter, I can go on to do my analysis. So just to summarize, I think I have mentioned 3 things, but automating this whole process, saving my own time. But so more than that automation of the thing, but the complexity was, how do you manage this macro with a solver function inbuilt? That is one. My macro with relative as well as fixed cells, both within the same macro. And the third one was, when you run a solver, anyway the solver window pop up. Anybody who has been using solver would realize this macro is functioning smoothly. Nonetheless, as I have already said, this short presentation was primarily about the demo and of macro inbuilt of with a solver function. I think we've done pretty good job here. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.